momentum of the opponent coming towards you. Sometimes just buying that foul and giving yourself a moment to breathe is what you need. And of course, just having a look across the game, there's been a goal between India and Indonesia. Again, when we have the footage of it, we will bring it to you. But at the moment, Poland in pole position here. We'll see here it's Suleiman and Fernandez going back to his own goal. He doesn't really want to be there, does he? As Ferdinand turns on it for India, and that is a stunning hit from the edge of the box. As we return to our game here, and Malaysia have won themselves a corner.
Well, we know they're dangerous from these situations. We've seen Malaysia make a big comeback against the Korean Republic earlier. They ended up losing that game, but got 2 goals from corners en route. And it was Ahmad running towards the taker that was causing so much chaos. That one's into the near post. Almost met by the Malaysian attacker, but now we've got a chance for a Polish counter-attack. Zielinski's there, he gets it down. Swiderski plays it backwards, just taking it, could be Mama. Kozlowski slows things down, so that's in the centre. He's making his run. Eventually he does get the ball into the penalty box now. A couple of touches trying to buy themselves a foul. They've already won a yellow card from doing that. A penalty would be even nicer, but that is a huge challenge on the defender. Polish strength, just about, and they get the free kick.
Yeah, I was going to say that you can see that Malaysia are really aggressive, trying to get that ball back and trying to make something happen. You've got to do it fairly, though, but otherwise you're going to surrender territory as Zielinski puts the ball in. Lewandowski with the flick on, Swiderski with the sliding shot. Instead, it is cleared away as FIFAe clears it forward, and again, it's coming back the other way by Poland. Hendrik again, though, that midfield battle will intercept it. Hanapi down the right-hand side.
Yeah, Hanapi's getting all sorts of time on the ball here. I'm not sure that the Polish defence will be too happy with the amount of time that Hanapi's had. But so far, none of these crosses have found their man as an offside comes in, so this Polish attack's going to come to nothing. I think Malaysia, after going behind to the early goal and really struggling in the opening stages, will be a little bit more happy now.
Yeah, a little bit. I think they'll be a little bit more happy with it in terms of they've steadied the ship after conceding. But
I don't understand about. Huge! All in
not quite threatened. Oh, the Polish goal just.
Malaysia have to get this victory. 1 point will not be enough. So if they find themselves behind at half-time, expect to see some tactical tweaks, maybe even as early as the 45-minute mark. Because 2 goals in 1 half against a team that's going to be doing everything to keep you out could be difficult, especially when Poland are coming forward. They're getting so much time, but that's a poor pass. Intercepted well. Here is again. Knocks it back towards Hendrik. The 1-2 wasn't quite on target. Poland can get some possession once more. The wing play seems to be the dominant factor in this game. Both players seeming to target that, as we've seen from the goal that was a header from Lewandowski.
Yeah, the ball seems to go into Kozlowski in the midfield, and then it makes its way out to Grzycki, and he's a known speedster within this Polish setup. As I believe there is a goal that has gone in between France and the Netherlands. We'll bring you that shortly. As Lewandowski tries to win the header, he's won himself a corner here, so it will stay with the corner. As we wait and see what happens as Zielinski puts the ball in. Solomon with a flick on, and it's been pushed wide by Poland. But now we cut to France versus the Netherlands. There has been a goal. It's Theo Hernandez looking to try and deliver the ball into the box. He finds Marcus Thuram. It's parried back, and there is an apex predator waiting for it in Kylian Mbappe. France have a goal lead. That is huge for France.
Kylian Mbappe currently out the French squad in real football, but here on eFootball still scoring goals. Good to see.
Yeah, he's an incredible asset to have within that French lineup. He's got every tool that a striker needs as Hanapi tries to make his way down the right-hand side, and Kozlowski will lead this one away for Poland instead. Down the left-hand side, into the middle, looking for Zielinski, in towards Lewandowski. Here's Swiderski, Lewandowski, Poland building up naturally here. Kozlowski is cut out by Kutiaba, and eventually Malaysia win themselves a throw.
The second goal here could sink Malaysia. Have to find that balance. 60% of their passes have been completed, so maybe that's where the issue is. Maybe that is why they find themselves behind going in towards the end of the first half. But first, they have to get this ball. It's been mostly Polish possession. It's been mostly Polish play. It's been mostly Polish chances, in truth. We did have 1 corner kick from Malaysia. Apart from that, not done too much. Nice back heel there into the centre. And that was sent away. Ahmad chasing the ball. He's going to try and get there. Can't quite do so. So FIFAe is going into the centre. 3 minutes of additional time here at the end of the first half. And Malaysia still battling to get this ball. That's step one. They've achieved it. That one's into the centre. It's not bad play. Endrick once again finds Hanapi. That's better, faster passing. Endrick has Hanapi above him again. Instead goes into the centre. He might set himself up for a shot here. No, instead it's a pass towards Ahmad. Onto his right foot, but it's blocked to the low
Wait,
until he gets it again. And Malaysia on the stroke of half-time.
Holland.
A key goal.
Oh.
Wow.
Sorry, very.
Yeah,
You
What
to
will
और को
that
दिरे
change
को.
in the second half?
Netherlands
that will
versus
change
France.
in the second half. We've cut across to France versus the
1-0
Netherlands.
यार इसे.
As we have just seen a goal go just on the stroke of half-time, but this game full of intrigue. We've seen that Aldridge O'Neill and the Dominator, they're looking to try and get themselves back into this game, but Cams and Lotfi have got some work to do. The confidence has been a bit shaken here today, but they are trying to find their feet, and they've got themselves a goal lead, but Griezmann goes into the book.
Netherlands, you know, about as comfortable as you can be in third place, by which I mean not that comfortable. 12 points, Poland and France. Before this game round started, we're both 10 behind them. So they'll go behind both. My goodness, that's a
That was very, very audacious from Memphis.
Spain versus England.
Goal between Spain and England. It's Ferran Torres who's been
यार.
for Spain.
It's
Who
simple.
makes another goal for Spain, and it's another goal conceded for England. As we cut back to France versus the Netherlands. The opportunity this is for France to just get themselves a little bit more confidence going into their final game, which I hasten to add, Cole, is going to be our featured game next, and that is against Indonesia.
Yeah, so you want to take the 3 points here. You don't want to come into a game against Indonesia needing a victory, because if you do that, you're pretty much asking for trouble. Of course, we know they can be beaten, but right now they're 1-0 up against India over in a different game.
Absolutely.
Too many on the ball here. Mbappe.
India बड़ा सिक्योर है जो कौन सा
Chouameni again does have that
Nepal
extra space.
eligible है.
Barcola maybe thinks about a shot, instead puts it into the centre. The Netherlands can get that ball away. A point here would be a lot better for Netherlands than it would be for France. So they're not going to be panicking just yet. Still plenty of time to get this equaliser for the team in orange, but that's not how you do it. Kicking it into touch will get some territory, but not much time on the ball.
Yeah, as we cut back to our main game, which is back underway in the second half between Poland and Malaysia. 1 goal apiece, which has just made this second half just a lot of intrigue, because as much as Poland, or as Malaysia need the points, Poland need them just as much. As Kozlowski back heel in towards Lewandowski, and Stahl with the clearance.
Interception.
It's important defending here from Malaysia, and the second half beginning as the first one did, with Polish pressure, Poland having more of the ball. Abba has to try and find Malaysia. They seem to focus on this high ball play, working on their physicality. But when it doesn't happen, it does, you know, it's not the most beautiful style of football, launching the ball long, but it is effective at times for Malaysia. We're still going to get some big victories. That's what's giving them this chance to qualify in the top 4. That's a nicer pass. Ahmad gets to step on the ball. It's going to fall to the left back, who pings it forwards to Hanapi, and Hanapi's been, I wonder if there's been a tactical tweak at half-time, because he certainly seems to have Bednarak on him a lot more in this second half.
I think so. I think there's the attention, as you kind of called out, is Hanapi is kind of the go-to individual for Malaysia. He's the one that has the skill cards. He has the one that has the skills in-game. He's certainly a go-to individual. But of course, if you can kind of stick a man marker on him, or you give him some extra attention, it can just nullify it and really kind of start the attack. But the issue with that, Cole, if you game plan for one person, you're going to leave somebody else open. So Poland are going to have to be very careful of that particular idea or tactic that they may have called in, as we'll see a break in play here just for some tactical tweaks. You see Grzycki looking to be pulled further in, and maybe a substitution on, as we'll see there. I believe that's
10-15 देखिरहेछ मोबाइलको.
Zaweski has been on, or Zaweski, I apologise for my pronunciation. It's normally as good as it can be, and I believe there's just been a post hit in the French-Netherlands game for Netherlands, that they are trying to put the pressure on with 20 minutes to go, as we keep you updated around the grounds.
What do you see from this? Are Malaysia going all out attack just yet?
I don't think they've pressed the panic button, because I think they've understood that they can score, and they've understood that actually, if we can stay as we are, we just refresh the stamina of the players by bringing on substitutions, that enables you to still play in a similar fashion. So it's just a case of maybe going like for like substitutes to freshen things up.
We'll see how this does change things. A couple of tweets come in, we can bring you another goal from India versus Indonesia, and no surprises really that it falls to Indonesia, despite that loss against Spain. They're still one of the best teams, and that was a smart finish into the bottom corner France versus
France
Netherlands.
and
This is live
Netherlands.
footage you're seeing now.
1-0
Netherlands. I said earlier on they wouldn't be too disappointed with 1 point, but 10 minutes left. That's when they're going to start having to go all out attack. Over here, though, Malaysia have taken off Ahmad and brought on Darren Lock. What will that change? This ball is played into the centre. A chance for Endra. I thought for a second he was getting his head to the ball. It's a good tackle from Matthew Davies.
मलेसियाले पनि पेलिरहेछ यार पोल्यान्डलाई अन्त मलेसियाको टिम टिम त पोल्यान्डको अगाडि त अनि अलि उयो होला त यार विक होला त कि सबैलाई एउटै रेटिङ दिएको हुन्छ कि सबैलाई एउटै रेटिङ दिएको हुन्छ हो
those opportune moments is those once you have a half second to execute
France,
them and once they're gone they are gone. As we can see a tactical twist for France and the Netherlands as well. You can see there's also been another goal.
Skill हैन यिनीहरुलाई सबैलाई एउटै खालको कार्ड दिएको
when we can. Right now we're back with the main game. 63 minutes on the clock of our featured game of Poland between Malaysia. We have got the replay here. It's that stereotypical long time.
India र आइडियन इन्डोनेसिया
You do not manual goalkeeper.
इन्डोनेसियाले त नि मारो त नि इन्डियालाई के हो कन्सोल प्लेयरलाई मोबाइल पेज खतरा छ
It's curtains for you. Thank you, India, for showing us there how not to do it. And we're going to hope we don't see any big mistakes like that in this game. If there is to be a winner, let's hope it's because of some attacking brilliance. This could be it. Sumara has Fikri in front of him. He goes for the shot, actually. The keeper's out. Darren Lock was in there, trying to get in there. But couldn't quite do it.
He had Lock free. He had Lock free with the ability to play the pass. Just doesn't quite execute from Malaysia. You can see the heartbeat as well. Malaysia representing 151 beats. And as we just zoom back into France versus the Netherlands, again, this would be a massive 3 points for France. Here's Gakpo, robbery, back to Gakpo. Gakpo over to Bergwijn. Bergwijn takes a touch, tries to put one into the back post. Puts it clear. It's down to Wijnaldum. Upper Meccano will clear. It's a little bit of an opportunity there for the Netherlands. They maybe leaving it late here, but he's Weghorst. Weghorst with the strike from Maignan. Cleared away. As far as Ian Matson.
Just knows those players in the box to get the parry from the goalkeeper so near. Will that be the last Netherlands chance? It'll be of clearances like that. Gertrude has put himself in trouble. The Dutch goalkeeper comes out and has to just slam the ball away. Robbery senses something towards Gakpo. That one's back into the middle. Dutch trying to play through the centre. That was found Rob Robbery. He shoots. It's blocked. Finally! And Netherlands have their equaliser.
Oh, there's goals going in everywhere. You can hear it from everywhere. Indominator and Eldridge are all over the place. They're absolutely delighted. Also, in a major game, there's been a goal between Poland and Malaysia.
Let's wait to see that one. I wonder if you could hear the cheers behind us. Maybe you can guess which way it's gone.
We're about to find out, Cole. We're about to indulge with it as we'll see this again, the replay from Netherlands and France. It's a ball, it's a brilliant save, but Wout Weghorst, of all people, when you need a player and a target man most, Wout Weghorst steps up and says, I'm having that, thank you very much. We'll just take this game away from you, France. Wonderful.
So many saves as well from France. Weghorst finally managed to get his head on the end of one. It seemed for the Netherlands
90 plus 2, the last kick of the game as well, goal.
The last kick of the game was a header, and it was enough to take 3 points away from France. They'll have to settle for a share of the spoils. Netherlands, a massive, massive goal, will keep them in the top 4, will prevent France from going into the top 4. And you can see why they're all smiles. They have just about held their nerve and done enough.
I'd love to see the heart rate monitor on that celebration. I need the heart rate monitor on that, folks.
Well, we'll see. In a second, we are going to be able to interview with these Dutch players. They're just going to take a few seconds to collect themselves. How rare are these 92nd minute equalisers?
They're rare, and when they happen, though, it's just a beautiful thing to witness because you see how much it means to the players. You see how much it means to, certainly you'll see fans in the chat. There's so much to ride on it, and we're going to get to hear from Veracity on the stage. Veracity, take it away.
O'Neill, congratulations. What a game that was. From the previous game, scoring 5 goals, to now that nail-biter that we've just seen against France. What was the communication like between your teammates?
Lugar de round lama. Stream मध्ये गरोस्.
But we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
dominating, creating chances, shooting on the post like 3 times, scoring. We missed everything. So to score in the last minute, the equalizer, you know, it's because if we didn't, we would be in out of top 4 at this point. So we know that this is an important point for us. So in the last game, if we draw, even maybe if we lose, we can still stay in top 4. You know, so this is a very important point. So I'm very happy and. Hopefully we can go to next round. Even my voice, man, the screaming, my days.
You know what, I'm going to let you lose your voice, but let's go ahead and check in on the Malaysia-Poland matchup.
Yeah, we come back to live here. We didn't get to show you the replay. We will have that for you. Thank you very much, Veracity. As you can tell from the top left-hand corner of your screen, Malaysia, as the equaliser went in for the Netherlands, got themselves a nose in front against Poland. It is a massive goal, and if it stays as it is, Malaysia can still stay in the conversation for a top 4 place.
We talked about Malaysia breaking into that top 4 at the start of the day. I was on that pre-show, and their name was barely mentioned. One huge win in the previous round is now followed potentially by this victory against Poland, if they can hold out for 3 more minutes. Bednarek, though, is on the ball. He's been a thorn in Malaysia's side in an attacking sense, and that clearance is only going to go to the back, and we've seen that corners can be deadly.
They certainly can be, and again, if there are 2 canny operators, it is the Zitek brothers of Poland. They will know their way around a set piece. What are they going to conjure up here? There was Urbanski. Looks to line this one up. It goes into the box. Looking for a flick on from Salomon. Szymanski at the edge of the box. It's gone back to Urbanski. Urbanski, it's cannoned off of Poland, gone for a goal kick.
Yeah, massive there for Malaysia. Luck was on their side. Fate was on their side almost. Hazmi just wants to get this ball as far away from his goal as he possibly can. I don't think there'll be anything short right here. Send it long. Big hits over the top of us. Every clearance is a big moment, but this is a chance here. Here's Buxter. He goes forward. Does he turn and shoot? It's Medeski. It's blocked again by Daniel Ting, and there is that Malaysian clearance we were talking about.
Yeah, they're going to need that rear guard in the very closing stages here. Poland might have one more shot at this. Szymanski. Buxter, Szymanski is blocked away. It's great defensive work by Malaysia, and you can see what it means to them. They pick up a valuable 3 points. They've gone and beaten France, and they've gone and beaten Poland, and have really given themselves an opportunity to at least be in that conversation for a top 4 finish.
They were down and out, they weren't believed in, but they kept believing in themselves. And I'll tell you what, the composure that they showed when Poland were taking pot shots, their positioning of their centre-backs, of their right and left back, absolutely pixel perfect. 3 points, hard earned. And Malaysia will go into the final round of games, lacking in game time, but in that top 4.
What a set of fixtures we've got left on the schedule. I believe, again, a featured game that's going to come up will be France-Indonesia, but Poland have got to play the Netherlands. The desk, I'm sure you guys will unpack this. Take it away, folks.
We'll try, Wes. We'll try our very best, because there's lots to look at as we just drop straight into the highlights. 1 round of fixtures just remaining this afternoon. Malaysia, though, have played all of their matches. Malaysia-Poland, as I'm talking about it as well, this was the moment they managed to bag themselves those 3 valuable points, put themselves 4th currently in those standings. Spain-England, Spain very much took that one to the English side, and this was the one that we just heard the interview from as well. France, Netherlands, drama all the way to the end, and I watched the team from the Netherlands just jumping up and down in celebration behind me. It was great to see. And then this was a fantastic matchup as well. India taking on Indonesia. 3-0 it was in the end for Indonesia. And those are the celebrations I just mentioned. Harry, you were looking for them. I was like, no, they're just behind us here. You can't see their pod. But I bet you wish you'd seen that in the flesh, because you can see how much it meant to all the teams, Malaysia as well.
36 years old, by the way. Sorry to expose Elvis O'Neill, by the way, but that's how much passion he has for this game and how big of a result that is for the Netherlands. They are now sitting third in the table after that. Big result.
But obviously went from bad to worse for France. They were sitting after that draw in fourth, and then when Malaysia got that win, they now dropped down to fifth. Yes, they still have a match to play here, but you know, this is when other games just prevent you from maybe finishing where you thought you were.
It's now somewhat out of their hands. That's the thing. Even if they win their game, they could not be going through. And I'm sure we're going to be talking about it in a second, but they have the hardest possible game that they could possibly have left. They've got to take on Indonesia, so that is a huge game, a huge ask of France to be able to win. One of the favourites for the tournament could be going out in the group stage. Can
anyone here help Malaysia, Harry? Does anyone want to help Malaysia? Have they got friends out there?
I think Malaysia, if they don't have friends, they at least have fans, because I don't think many of us had them doing much in this group, not because they're a subpar outfit, but because of how many sharks there are in the Shark Tank here in Group A. There's so many nations that could go all the way, and two of them are facing off next. It's just going to be unbelievable.
It is indeed. It looks like Harry's heart rate's going up, and talking of heart rates, should we see from the match against Poland that we just saw on Malaysia, because it was a great matchup. Wow. Malaysia taking that one 2-1. I mean, we've been seeing such interesting heart rates, haven't we, throughout this tournament, and there's another one for you to look at there. Harry, I got to ask, you play this game a lot. Heart rate, does it go up? Does it go down? Are you just flatlined?
Mine is consistently up. Right now it's 107, if you were wondering. It was up to about 140, I think, during the closing stages of our last heat. But it does get up. The more you know you're under the cosh, the more you know you're chasing a result, especially in an esports environment. We heard Cole talking about it on the desk previously. It's completely different to just relaxing, playing a single-player game where there's not much at stake. It's the stakes. It's what's riding on the match that you're playing that builds in your head. It's the psychology that gets the heart going and then really forces that physiology to kick in.
What team gets you most stressed out to watch, guys?
To be honest, I think it might be the Netherlands, just because I know what's going to happen if they score. Cameramen everywhere, cameras just in danger. Incredible performance from them, though, and I think they have been the most intense. And when we see those last-minute equalizers, they see those last-minute points, crucial points as well. Incredible stuff.
Well, very crucial, because there's one final round. Can you believe it, actually? 2 days of action for Group A is coming to an end after this one, and this is a massive matchup for France. We just mentioned it. They just dropped out of that vital fourth position and now sitting in fifth, and they're taking on a team in Indonesia who are flying high on 18 points in joint first, second position at the moment. This is going to be the toughest test they've faced over the last 2 days, Harry, isn't it, in terms of what it means?
Absolutely. You would not want to be France in this position. I mean, here's our round of fixtures, but it really is going up against Indonesia, knowing that you need at least something from this fixture that France are dreading. I mean, we saw earlier on to start the day, we had Indonesia with Binong Boys, of course, our player of the day. He was benched. I wonder if maybe having seen that result or played through that result from the Spain game, maybe. In
terms of, you know, not getting any goals, by far the best as well. Only conceded one, so everything could be like it is on paper, Chris.
But this is where, you know, it is really, this is what you get paid for. Pull out the stops when needed. France are a extremely good team.
मेरा फोन ले तो भाई.
Moment where they really do need to step up to the plate. We've said all the way through the group stages they have not convinced us. They didn't convince us yesterday, and now is the moment. You need to take on who have probably been one of the better teams here.
Indonesia versus France. Who will win that?
For me, that is worrying.
France leads it
today. What was it? Second in this group, just behind Indonesia.
3-1.
2-0 to Poland.
Indonesia ले India ले जीत रहा है कोई ना?
1-0. And just came off that last-minute Netherlands equaliser. So 1 point out of 3 matches today. They need to turn that form around.
Sometimes though, the results on paper look worse.
यार Indonesian player one एकदम experienced
जस्तो थियो एउटा. They actually played really well for all of about 90 minutes, didn't they? So you can't take that away from them, and that's what they need to really focus on, I guess, don't they?
Last experienced player was
until that equaliser happened.
But the problem is for them now is that you not only have to beat Indonesia, you have to hope other results go your way as well. So it's going to be out there. Keeping an eye on what's going on in the other games. I just find it insane that we got to this point. I think the Malaysia game was the real turning point in this group. The fact that they went on to lose that game, that's where everything changed, because all of a sudden it gave Malaysia that hope. They then go on to beat Poland. You then draw your game in the last minute. For the first time now,
60%
the mental has to be there. You have to be thinking to yourself, right, I mean, this is the worst possible situation. You need to lock in.
The mental side of things could come from the fact that Spain are the only team who have beaten Indonesia. France beat Spain. Can they look at that? I'm clutching at straws here, Harry, and Harry's smiling at me. But they did 2-0 victory over Spain yesterday.
How close these nations are. All of the nations in this group are capable and have showcased they can take points off each other. England, bottom of the table, took points off of France. Don't forget. So the psychology, the pressure on these two gentlemen on your screen right now, I've had a quick glimpse around. Malaysia, obviously having played all their group games, they're in the player area. They're in the viewing gallery right now. I see them in their amazing yellow shirts. They're relaxing. They're sat here knowing, hey, you know what? Right now we're in fourth. Come what may after this round of fixtures, they'll have their eyes trained to the France game, all the rest of the games in this group, and that will just add to the pressure cooker that is the arena here in Riyadh for our final round of fixtures.
How do France beat Malaysia? Is it simple?
I mean, it's going to be a difficult one. I mean,
going
up against the team who hadn't conceded up until their game against Spain is going to be really, really tough. But we know that the players on that stage, they absolutely can do that. We know how good they are. Can they manage to do that? They need to their form going in this game is terrible.
We're focusing on this because this is our focus matchup, but we can't not quickly mention Poland. They're sitting 10 points. A win could put them in this conversation that we haven't even mentioned them in.
You're absolutely right. There's so much still up for grabs here in this group, and Poland will be one of those teams, as well as Malaysia, trying to benefit from some friendly faces elsewhere.
I mean, it's Poland versus Netherlands, so I mean that is massive in the grand scheme of things. France have to win their game up against Indonesia, but then for Malaysia, there's still a lot of dependent there as well. I mean, France have to win. If they don't win, they're out. Then Netherlands, Poland, Malaysia need Netherlands to win. So Poland need to win, France need to win. Netherlands could take a draw. Malaysia, honestly, I'm not going to try and be admin right now, because this is where I get myself in trouble and say somebody's going through for whatever reason. There is a lot of permutations, but basically France need to win.
To simplify it at home, we have currently 6 teams looking for 4 spaces, so that doesn't quite fit. At the moment, teams sitting in those 4 spots are Spain, Indonesia, Netherlands, Malaysia. Outside, France and Poland. Experts next to me, who is missing out after this final round?
Oh, that's a horrible question. It's the horrible Poland, and I feel like Malaysia might join them. Oh, I don't know. I don't know which way this can go. I've got no idea.
I think France and Poland are missing out. I think it stays how it is.
Okay, well, the boys up here have spoken. I'm sure the Twitch chat is getting very excited and nervous at the same time at the prospect of the 4 nations going through, and the 4 nations we are saying, 5 nations we are saying goodbye to. Let's see what happens in this final round, round 9 of Group A. It all comes down to this for a place in those knockouts tomorrow. It is, of course, Indonesia, and they go up against Team France in our featured matchup.
I'm here with a very excited Alex, because there's permutations as far as the eye can see here. Every goal that goes in over the next 20 minutes or so is going to have huge implications.
Well, I know what it is to be in a group stage after 2 days, depending on the last score of the day, to know if you are in or you're out of this FIFAe World Cup. That the last game, Indonesia versus France, will make us sick, because, ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia qualified already to the knockouts, but fighting with Spain for that first position, and in the other hand, called France yesterday, being first after day 1, and today only 1 point took already. And last game, against you know, your potential nightmare Indonesia, which yeah, they keep with the same roster. Elga and Akbar Paudi, the MVP on day one. Rizky Faidan still on the bench. So surprises a little bit, but you know, this is Indonesia.
That's how good they are. You know, they take out the MVP and they've got an extra player in his place who's ready to be just as good, just as dominant. When I say just as dominant, but Indonesia have had that loss against Spain. It's the only goal that they've conceded in this entire tournament. So there is a blueprint for beating them. I do wonder if the French players will have been watching that match back and trying to take some strats.
Let's take a look at France in game. They are really real superiority against Indonesia, but we'll see what happened on reality.
Indonesia are going to have the first claim here with the ball. It's all theirs. France have to get it off them, and they had to turn around. An absolute shocker of a day. 0-2 against Poland, the 2-0 loss that they had against them, and the 1-0 loss against Malaysia. 2 upsets back-to-back, and then the real devastator, that 92nd minute Dutch equaliser, and they thought they'd finally work for a win. Thuram puts that one forward towards Mbappe. It's not going to find him. And France, they're going to have to try and get this ball off Indonesia. An early goal could be devastating to them. There's a chance.
Hey, like that.
That's exactly what France didn't want. Malaysia, if you're watching, what a start for you guys.
That's the difference.
Indonesia le like the France like.
Sulaiman, the right winger of Indonesia, the Garuda, leading in this last match of the day in this Group A.
Look at this, the ball, it was put into the centre with such pace, sidestep the defender.
Classic finishing, like taking easy, like not that much power, but accurate. Next to the post, wonderful finishing. And shocking goal for position for France, and now need to score 2
Malaysia, India,
if
Indonesia.
they want to be in the quarterfinals.
One shot on target and 1 goal here for Indonesia. Meanwhile, Netherlands versus Poland. Poland have to win this one if they are to make the top 4. Lewandowski gets a block there on Gertruida's clearance.
Yeah, Kohli, it's good to remind his job is not done for Netherlands after that crazy last-moment goal against France.
Saudi Arabia
a draw if they want to get into the quarterfinals.
Will they play this one defensively then in that case? Try and keep it as nervy as possible?
I don't know. I think they will keep the momentum that they had from the game before. But they know Poland. Poland and Milos and Ostribach with a lot of up and down.
India
facing England, leading right after 15 minutes.
I mean, that does have a slight change at the bottom of the table. India versus England. If India beat England, they will put England rock bottom, and India will finish not bottom of their group. So that'll be a relative success there for India after a tough few days. We're going to stay here. Netherlands versus Poland. Poland, as a reminder, need this win. Netherlands, a draw will be enough.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a
good one. Shit. Like there, Netherlands, Poland, like.
Can't hold on for a draw.
Like, subscribe.
Over there, Poland turning to each other, wondering how that one crept in. But what matters is that Netherlands definitely have their leads in a game they only have to draw.
We see clearly it was a really bad timing defensively from Poland. They were not taking back the defender at the right timing after closing that ball. You know, they are rushing too much. Why, Cole? Because they feel the pressure. They need to win, and when you start the game with that pressure on your shoulder, it's not that easy. It's not that easy.
Korea Republic versus Spain. Spain sitting pretty at the top of the group. They will make it into the top 4. Korea Republic, after 1 or 2 tough days or tough results here today, will not. But Kim Tae-hwan has control of the ball. Korea with some territory here. Caviar should be able to just get rid of that ball simply enough. And Dani Olmo is off. Jose Perez offers a run above him. No, instead he goes into the centre. And Alex, I mean, it's your boys. Talk us through it all.
No, pretty smart play. I think they have many options to do, but they saw the 2v1 with Morata and Ferran Torres against one defender and winning that header with a great superiority from Morata. That centre forward was giving a lot of success for Spain in this competition. Great job by Spain, because if they win against Korea, they will be #1 position at the end of the table in this Group A. But now it's another one!
Easy like that.
By Netherlands with Kohli. That pass back to Joshua 6 forward, looking every time to be in that perfect spot called
Selfie.
2-goal
Selfie.
And I'll tell you what as well, another winner of that goal going in is Malaysia, who need Netherlands to win. They need Indonesia to win. Right now, those both things are happening. Of course, a lot can change. There's another hour in game to go.
Yeah, I believe in Malaysia team behind Netherlands. Like, come on, guys, you can do it.
I hope they come in here. I hope we get to see the Malaysian reactions if and when they do make it through. It'd be great to see that sea of yellow. And maybe they're backstage somewhere just watching through their fingers thinking, oh my goodness. Because it's worse, right? You've been in this situation yourself as a former pro player. It must be worse when you're watching, rooting for other players rather than having control yourself.
I can say I hate group stage because you can't control what really happened in this phase of the competition. I mean, then in playoffs, the different stories are face-to-face challenge. But now, depending on other score, that's, that's life. But we'll see. Still in our early path on this last match day. And now we've seen Spain leading 1 goal up against South Korea and really comfortable into the game with Ajote. The through ball.
That was acrobatic. Nice little bicycle kick to
yeah.
At least send Spain back for 20 seconds or so. But now we do have a chance. Cho Yu-min, Son Heung-min, Cho Gu-sung, and then Lee Kang-in gets that one out wide to Young Won. He gets forward. Spain, if they win this game, they will top the group. The way it is, the difference between first and second, it's not just pride there. You want to avoid the team that finishes the best on the other side of the bracket.
Exactly, that's important. Also, being first is both in Group B tomorrow, so yeah, should be potentially better, no? But it's more about the feeling, no? Cole about the Spain, no? If they keep winning this one, they have won all single games today, and that's massive. So seeing what they were doing yesterday, obviously.
Form so important. Spain should be able to see this one away at least till the start of the second half. Good play. Yeah, that lovely through ball over the top that Morata flicked on. But you see a manual ball forwards. Doesn't quite reach the Korean player's target. Korea Republic have to turn to each other as their tough day continues. 3 points to take home would be nice. They will be going out after this. It's their final game of this tournament. They don't want to end it on a loss, but just see the smiles and enjoying themselves.
Yeah, no, no pressure for Korea in the last one. Just enjoy. It is really really having a hard time to really connect his combination. Spain is a really good spot right now. We get into Poland and that's to react. We'll see if Zielinski can catch a ball. But, time is running. And Poland needs 3 goals to turn over the score and be into the quarterfinals.
I mean, this is a low-scoring game. I can't think of too many halves of eFootball I've seen that have had 3 goals unless it's the real top-of-the-table team against a minnow. Matches like this that can be close. 3 in 40 minutes now. Seems like an impossible task, but you get your first and you keep on going. You get the ball to that man there, Robert Lewandowski. He's too deep as far as the Polish players are concerned. That is not where they want him on the ball. What they do want, though, is the ball, so at least that's something. As the pass into the centre is better this time. Spodecki, but he dawdles on it. He keeps it too long. Poland don't have time to lose the ball in that sort of situation.
We'll see. I think no control. I think have the control of the score, which is the most important. Netherlands, they will not reach any single ball. We can predict long balls every single time they start the build-up play. Let's see. I mean, Netherlands, especially the experience in Dominator and AC O'Neill, they have been in this situation many times before. So yeah, difficult task for the Polish national team.
Lewandowski was almost there. That ball just about sailed above his head. But for a second, it was going to hit him on the head, and it might have fallen for him. So Lewandowski still trying to make a claim, but here down the other side, quick counter. Cody Gakpo is almost through. Tries to go for a manual strike there into the bottom corner. Or maybe it was a cross. I couldn't quite tell, but it was blocked.
And you know what? Call this Netherlands win that keep proving that the old generation keeps on top of the eFootball worldwide scene. Because they've been teammates in the case of AC O'Neill and Ostribal. They've been playing for Manchester United Esport a few years ago. Now facing each other. Also in Dominator and Milos, former pro, plays as well of Arsenal and AS Monaco. So it's pretty nice as this competition brings the best from the best across the wall.
It definitely makes a difference, isn't it? Having that synergy with your teammate, knowing where those runs are going to be coming in. Not always obvious. What's obvious to one player might not be obvious to the next, and that is why occasionally you do see these misplaced passes that look a little bit silly, but it's totally understandable under these lights. And One miscommunication could be the difference between a chance for yourself and a counter-attack against you like we have here from Spain against Korea.
We always say like that, Cole, is like people say, oh, they are not playing that good. Come here to the stage and perform as you do normally from your coach, you know? It's not that easy. If you can't play as closer to your normal level here at the stage, that's huge because, you know, the nerves, the lights, this in co-op, depending on the result, a lot of variables that could affect to your performance. So we'll see. Last part of the last match day of the Group A. Now Spain with the ball. Morata!
Oh!
Great goal for Spain. Alvaro Morata. I lost the count of how many goals he has scored in this competition for Palma and Mestre. And Spain, who yesterday was not really proving what they are capable of, today are being a demolition for all the rest of the teams in this Group E, winning every single game. Well done, lads.
Yeah, what a turnaround this has been. It must fill you with some pride, Alex. See Morata still up top there getting these goals. It came off a deflection, but I wonder if the keeper would have got there. Ooh, the keeper might have, but there was another Spanish player just waiting. That probably would have been on the other end of it. So it seemed that the goal was all but inevitable as soon as this pass came in, and that is where we talk about the team synergy. Yeah. If Morata doesn't make that sprint into the centre, the pass isn't on, maybe a weaker player takes the shot and the keeper makes an easy save. Yeah,
once Morata catches the ball in that position, there's nothing you can do. Just pray that the ball goes out, right? So that's it. We'll see. We come back to Poland with the ball, looking for Robert Lewandowski.
Big challenge on the Polish player from Netherlands. I think that's what we'll call a professional foul if this were real football. Knowing that you're going to get the player, but stopping the counter-attack happening, because this is not what Poland want. They don't want to be faffing about with free kicks in the centre. They want to be sprinting towards that Dutch net. Here we'll have a quick look at the bottom of the table. Declan Rice gives the ball to Raheem Ali.
Nice one.
Is saved there on the goal line by the keeper, Declan Rice.
That was close.
Not dilly-dally there. Would you say a lot of England's issues are those simple mistakes, not knowing when to clear the ball long and trying to overplay maybe towards the England goal?
That's the details, no, of the experience. No, I would say for most of the players at the end they are quite new in this stage in football, so those details don't make the difference for sure.
Well, over on the mobile side of games, Manveer Singh is scoring 4 or 5 goals again. In this one, he's having to watch England almost put one in the back of the net against him. We're going to jump back to Korea versus Spain. Spain on the cusp of winning this group. How likely was it they would have won the group going back to day one?
Well, I mean...
Oh, wait a second. Hello. That was out of nowhere.
We saw before in India, I guess, with that, or with Malaysia, I don't remember, with that stunning shot from behind. Pretty same one. This time, unlike in the side of Korea Republic not scoring that one. I mean, those situations are pretty nice. Your opponent can't expect that one, but really difficult to score from there.
There has been a huge goal elsewhere. We'll hopefully get a chance to show you it. And there it is, Poland up against Netherlands. Get themselves something. Give themselves a chance. They still need 2 more goals in 10 minutes. Will Netherlands start to crumble? Malaysia will be praying they don't. They need Poland to lose. And Netherlands don't hold this. Malaysia will fall absolutely
Netherlands will feel the pressure. Just 10 minutes, 1 goal down, but it is true. It needs 2 goals already, Poland. We'll see. Nice place. Piatek, Buxa. Buxa is not the best one for that one-touch pass. Buxa, a kind of player with area superiority, a target player, target man play style that is way better for receive those long balls rather than to keep playing, build up his play. He's more a finisher than a playmaker.
Don't be surprised to see more goals in this one, with Netherlands doing all they can to get the counter and Poland just bombing men forward. Ball after ball is coming into that Dutch box, but the Dutch are doing so well as it stands to get it away each time. A couple of passes have been millimetres away from falling to a Polish foot, but that will do it. I mean, that takes in-game away about a minute and a half, that clearance?
No, for sure. I think that's what they have to do. Like, they done a perfect 61st minutes of the game. They have to concede 1 goal, but, their goal is to qualify for tomorrow. And, yeah, it's wonderful done by Netherlands, who today we saw them having those up and down, those crazy celebrations by AC O'Neill that you could see on social media, FIFAe on every social account. Tune in, ladies and gentlemen. This is only day 2 of eFootball World Cup. here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, when we see the last chance, and that will be the last opportunity for Poland to get into the game. It's Grosicki, the cross specialist. Oh! Deflected. And ladies and gentlemen, is the Netherlands into the knockout.
The Netherlands into the knockouts, and Malaysia watching on, cross their first hurdle. Still waiting on Indonesia versus France to see what happens there.
Yeah.
But Spain versus Korea, Spain 10 minutes away from sailing into tomorrow's playoffs, top of their group. A team that's improved from the beginning. Slightly nervy starts, but since that win against Indonesia, it just seems to have catapulted them to the top of their game.
It seems that especially the players have wake up with the right foot, as we say in Spain. Yesterday they were not that focused, that calm. Now wonderful plays, Mikel Oyarzabal catching or trying to catch that header, and yeah, perfectly managed. The timings, the gameplay. It's only Day-2, but it's nice to see Spain at this level. Obviously, showing everyone that they could be one of the favorites in this FIFAe World Cup.
Of course, my eye is a lot less trained than yours, but to me it seems that Spain are one of the best teams at finding their target man. So many of these teams have that key player. You know, I'm looking at Korea with Son. He's barely been involved, but for Spain, they're constantly targeting Morata and knowing how to get him the ball.
Well, at the end, I'm seeing from many countries that they are improvising every single time they are on possession, but they're completely wrong. Co-op is all about tactics, to predefined movement, automatisms, and that's why Spain, Indonesia do perfectly well. So that's their advantage in front of the rest of the country. So that's why Spain, having their timing, having the right intensity, they step up from yesterday so well, and we'll see if they can keep the rhythm tomorrow matches.
Is there going to be one more for Spain? I doubt they care too much right now. They know they've done it, but they wouldn't say no to an extra goal going into tomorrow. Winning breeds winning. Goals breed goals. And Spain are making their way to gold, because this squad, deserved winners of Group A. They take down Korea Republic, just one more defeat for their opponents. Korea Republic are relatively happy with their own performance. Spain, though, they're your group leaders.
Yeah, great effort from the team. They have worked a lot to be into this competition with that high level they are proving in every single match. It's not that easy to keep in it for 4 days long competition, but ladies and gentlemen, Spain is a candidate for this competition.
Oh, for sure. For sure. They are looking like they could take down anyone. Maybe Spain agree that they could win this whole thing. Let's find out from Milos.
Yes, friends, what a day it's been for Spain. Mestre joins me here. Congratulations on the win, but also topping the group. At the start of the day, we're like, hey, Spain need to have stars aligned to make it happen. It happened. How did that actually come to be in your mind?
Yeah, I think for everyone, yesterday was a tough day. We just played 3 games, but still we got 6 points out of 9. And the game we lost, we definitely were better. But yeah, we were confident with our gameplay. So that's why we topped the group. I think Indonesia is one of the most favorite title contenders. So yeah, we are happy to top it, but just let's focus into tomorrow, because tomorrow we need some hard work to do.
So now you're looking forward to that main stage. How do you expect things? What are you going to do today to kind of prepare for that tomorrow?
Yeah, for sure we will analyze our opponents. We will rest a bit. I think it's deserved. And nothing else. Try to be in this way, to keep it up, so we can do our best tomorrow. It's gonna be definitely a long and very tough day, because all the nations can win each other. I think in our group it was very tight, very close, so we could show it. So yeah, we are very proud. Thanks to Palma, he played immensely good, and also to the advice from Pau.
It was wonderful to witness your performance today and the entire team, but we're still not done. You mentioned Indonesia, where they're playing right now versus France. We'll see how that happens, if that can shift things for France, especially sending it back.
Indonesia versus France was originally our featured game. There were 1 or 2 issues that we had to sort out. Thankfully, the other ones were going on quite happily around them. Indonesia will be 0-0 against France until, as soon as we cut to them, what do you know, they score, and is that a little wave towards the French? How often do you see that in eFootball?
I know what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been there, but from what I see from the review, I think France was complaining of something what happened in the first time where they conceded previously the goal. They have restarted the game, and what happened. The same. Indonesia is too strong. First chance, first goal, and it's once again now officially leading this last game.
Yeah, so any controversies have been ironed out. As you were, 1-0 to Indonesia. France, you can see, with their hands on their heads. And they are going to have to turn this one around. They have to win this game, Alex.
Easy finishing by Mark Clock at the end. You know, the pressure is the last game. This is a World Cup. No one wants to go home. And the pressure now for the shoulder for the French national team comes a lot. That has to react and score and win this last game of the day.
France, what have you got? It's been an absolute horror day so far. None more so, as we were mentioning earlier, than that last-minute equaliser against Netherlands. If that hadn't gone in, then they would be a bit more comfortable. I believe if that hadn't gone in, then a point would be enough. Because it did, they have to beat Indonesia. They have to follow in Spain's footsteps. And so far, it's just not seeming possible for France.
Now France is in a really passive defending, as we have seen during the whole day. That will be tough because, yeah, Indonesia is pretty smart. If you let them play easily, we'll see. France has done it a great tournament so far. Yesterday, 10 of 12, but today, only 1 point in all the game. Now Rafa struck, almost catching that header from Radaman Sananta. Indonesia is really dangerous in every single action. You have to be 200% focused in every single action of Indonesia. It's Ferdinand. France a little bit out of control. It's Sananta preparing the knock-on, but sadly the control, basically because Sananta and most of the Indonesian players, most of the Indonesian players hasn't had that many skills compared with France with 10 skill. The maximum per players plays type perfectly. Indonesia, even with a few ones, look how they play.
It's incredible how much they are making with how little they have. But I mean, the players with the balancing aren't bad at all. You can see there from the stunning strike. That was so near. It was a massive save from France. And I can tell you as well, we've got the Malaysian players in the building, I believe. They are watching along for this one, praying that the work they put in earlier, the victories they claimed, starting off with that huge win against France, they beat India as well, and now they find themselves.
Another pause from France, now moving to possession game side, trying to find a solution maybe in the game style. We'll see the corner kick call, looking for El Gambago, winning the header! It's still on, almost in, great save by Mañan. My goodness, Indonesia have resources for everything. Now Mañan is out of the box. It's Marcelino Ferdinand with a shadow shot, turning back. Now the counter for France. We'll see, call could be the first one for France in the whole game. But losing that pass, now crazy, the counter is coming. Mark Love missing that pass. We feel the pressure. I don't know where Malaysia is sit or watching this game, ladies and gentlemen, but they need that victory from Indonesia.
Mbappe, though, does get it towards Griezmann. Thuram back towards Mbappe.
And
it's Griezmann! No! Saved by the keeper. France's first real chance. It was a good one.
France is back. It's not over. Another pause. I don't know from where it came. This one is quickly trying the mindset. The mind games. Upamecano, the head, the rebound. It's still on the chance. No. Great clear. Sananta winning the header. Mark Locke. An unexpected scorer. The CMF of Indonesia. The game is starting to a strange position where there's no control on any of the sides.
Yeah, it's panic all over the place. No one can keep hold of the ball. The passes are pretty wild. You can see why. You can see how much the pressure is changing the gameplay here on the pitch. Chouameni has the ball. He's charged down. Sananta almost on that one. That one finds its way.
Oh, heavy turn.
Is Risky Rido.
Yeah.
Tom Hay. There's a ball above him. He finds it. Ferdinand is in. One more pass. Maybe he goes high. I think that Struik had wandered offside. Indonesia just reminding France that if France overcommit, then they will punish them. Here's Thuram.
Nice.
Lovely block there from Rido and Mark Clock towards Struik. Couple of touches down. Sananta, I thought he could have gone to the right. Instead he went high. And Antoine Griezmann says thank you very much.
Nice defense by Sandy Walsh, blocking those connection with Barzola.
Oh, nice.
We'll see now the chance. No. Nice defensive work by Antoine Griezmann. And now France with Lothi and Kens trying to have up the pitch with some control with that possession game style, but it seems not enough. Nice shoulder check by Ibrahima Konate, the center back, joining the attack, but not that much. And we feel the intensity. Nice predi by Rido. Some Indonesian national team that yesterday we saw Faidan with Akbar Paudi, today Elgab with Paudi. So yeah, they have many resources. 3 really strong players, 3 fantastic one-on-one players that on co-op they are magic. But we'll see how it goes in the last match today.
Well, as we approach half-time, I would say that France have moved themselves into this game a little bit. I think there'll be a few positive thoughts going through the French camp right now based on the way that first half ended. When we first tuned in, it was all Indonesia. France were barely getting a foot in. There were a couple of chances for Indonesia to double their lead after we saw them score. But following that, France had that huge shot, that Griezmann shot. If that had gone in, then we go into this half-time with a completely different way of thinking. As it stands, though, 1-0 Indonesia. Have France shown enough for you, Alex?
Yeah, I think that change of game style from quick counter to possession is worthy for France for the moment. The players are getting closer to receive, so it's making France to have more connection passes. But, you know, to go through is another thing. So need to, to increase the intensity, the pressure, because, yeah, a little bit under the pressure. And, you know, time is running, and France need 2 goals so far for the moment.
When do they change to ultra-attacking?
I think they are playing really defensive the whole competition. I haven't seen them that much offensively. Now maybe it's the right time to be more aggressive. I don't see them playing with 3 center backs, but we'll see this one. It's going to be a nice one. No.
Oh.
Nice defended in the last moment.
Just about. The centre back stepped up. Lovely back heel there towards Tom Hay. He's going to sprint forward into Sananta. There's a pass above him. Instead, he opts to go back to Tom Hay. So Indonesia putting their foot on the ball, slowing things down a little bit. Now they've got the ball into the French box. That one was maybe a little bit rushed. Disappointing after such nice play from Indonesia.
Oh, that could be a nice one for France.
Theo Hernandez. Thuram is through. Mbappe has the ball right now. Will he sprint at his opponents? Instead, it's the through ball towards Thuram. He can bag it.
Oh,
gets it towards past him. It's Mbappe! France gets the most important goal of this World Cup.
Well, the situation has changed actually with that situation. The very first one from France in this second half. Unexpected pass to be cutted. Went under the legs of one of the defenders of Indonesia because no one was catching that cursor. And it was Kylian Mbappe with that first time shot, putting the ball into the net. You see, El Cambago, no one was taking that cursor. So that's why the switch cursor is so important in co-op. You are late, pause, the ball goes under the legs, and you know, in front, Kylian Mbappe, which you know how good it is. Ladies and gentlemen, another story. Right after the halftime, 1-1, and we see the face of Camps, how sharp it is into the camera. It's now the kickoff for Indonesia. Rafa Struik trying to gain some time back, waiting their teammates. Rafa protecting the ball wonderfully, but Saliba with that great defense, regaining the ball, but it's quickly lost. Is Rafa Struik looking for who else? Is Rafa Struik with the pass in. Sananta with the pass back. Konate. How strong are those defenders? By far with Netherlands, the best defender so far in this competition. Long ball for Sananta winning the header. No, this time. But the rebound gets for Tom Hay. Rafa Struik connecting with Sulaiman. Careful of this one. The night one is Indonesia with a chance.
Was the shot on earlier? It was well played to Sananta, but maybe, just maybe, the shot should have been taken right here. One pass too many, closed the angle. The keeper could make himself as big as possible. It was a nice save, don't get me wrong. But perhaps that was the moment, and it passed with one pass to the right. But we do have an Indonesian corner. Indonesian players just waiting to sprint onto this ball. I wonder if Mark Klok will try and put this one right on that penalty box.
We'll see the corner kick. Mark Klok to Rafa Struik. The header! To the post!
Oh, my goodness!
And now the counter for France is no. Is France surviving with those set pieces? Wonderful wonderfully performed by Indonesia. And now Aurelien Tchouameni is Tom High clearing that ball. A second goal for Indonesia could destroy the hopeless for France in this competition. We are about to be in those times where substitution come in. Some fresh leg on both sides are really necessary. Is Sananta connecting with the stroke? No.
France have got 23 minutes.
Offside.
They'll be doing everything to get this win. That offside will frustrate them just when they get themselves on the ball. But now it's looking a little bit more like it looked at the start of the first half when we tuned in. Indonesia having all of the ball barely escaping the French half. Indonesia just need to hold their nerve, it would seem. They'll want to come into this one with a win. They've already qualified, we know that. They've been locked on for top 4 for a while now, but the fact that Spain have guaranteed finishing top in this group, that will frustrate them. They won't like that one little bit.
I mean, I know very well the Indonesian player. They play for fun, they enjoy what it is competing at this stage, and I'm sure they will go for it. I mean, they want to prove they are so good. At the end, they are trying to show that they want to be ready for tomorrow, no? Because, I mean, a team like Indonesia, that they can select from 3 players. You never know which one going to be in for tomorrow quarterfinals.
Some changes are coming in, and I can't help but think that France are going to be making their gameplay slightly more attacking.
Yeah,
a bit more width.
a little bit more.
Left winger there.
More a one-on-one formation for France, but as we saw from Spain, those 1v1 formation in co-op could be useful as well. So let's see if those refreshment, those fresh legs, Kolo Muani in will be the man for France for sure.
67 minutes on the clock. More tweaks. They're going to be coming out this time. It's Indonesia that want to make some changes. I wonder what they're thinking. I wonder what they've spotted. They are going to have an Indonesia free kick from this offside. There was a successful offside trap earlier. You see the heart rates there. France 115, 120, not too high. As that ball is cleared long. One goes out wildly, almost hit the linesman there. He bravely just put his flag out. That is not what France need.
He was scared of the control. Like sometimes we have seen for the defenders, you control relaxedly.
Get tackled.
It gets heavy and you can lose the possession. So it's like, all right, let's clear the ball. They want to reach the position. And now we'll see the Indonesia with the run of Jenner. The DMF, Jenner with the ball, the rebound. Maybe see. No. Corner kick for Indonesia. Some fresh leg with Dirimas Trayat. The center forward, and also Ragnar Oranmangoen, really fast winger.
This corner is being disguised. Into the centre, it goes to the near post. Jenner was clattered there. He's asking for a penalty. I'm not so sure it wasn't, but Mbappe has the ball. Moani nearly got there. Dembele thought he had as well, but Sandy Walsh emerges with it towards Oranmangoen. Into the middle. Oh, I thought the ball was getting over the French player there.
Nice
Another ball into the box. The ball back
for Indonesia.
There's the head. But it's cleared away. France. Oh, man. Living on the edge, living so dangerously. And Indonesia come forward again.
Nice job now defensively by Camavinga. But now the pressure, a strong pressure from Indonesia is putting over the limit to French national team, to Latvian counter. Now recover the ball. No,
that's soft.
Really heavy shoulder shirt that was aware with a fold. 15 minutes left. Bikri trying. No, it will be Ricky Cambuaya for Netherlands. Right foot. We'll see what's the tactic, what is set piece for Indonesia. Ricky Cambuaya sending the ball into the box. It's Sananta with it, looking for the control. But once again, Camavinga.
Yeah, the shot was on there. I think the header was on, but the player just didn't jump.
Yeah, he was expecting to control the ball, but was too far. And now they knock on! Oh, was close. Great save.
Good defending.
Great recovery. We'll see. It's too far. Mbappe to connect any pass to their teammates. France needs something else. They are having a hard time to regain the possession and even more to build up their play.
Oh, this one going all the way to the wire. The fact that this game ended up being delayed has made things all the more exciting. You rarely say that one in esports.
Long throw.
Long throw into the middle. Sananta tries to flick it on, can't do it. Kumbaya is tackled by Tchouameni. Here's Dembele. Moani is through.
No.
Almost.
Really.
He's blocked out, and you can see now that...
Really linear attack by France. really, I'm not direct, let's say. They need to show something else, take more time maybe. They are too aggressive, really easy for defense for Indonesia, but careful now, the through ball, no.
Oh, that was such a chance.
That was the one.
The
Another
through ball was rushed.
Konate. Ladies and gentlemen, everything could happen right now into the game. There is no control, but France is almost out of the competition, if not score.
France had a real chance there. It's a shame that the in-game replay editor isn't going to show us that through ball. It was just... The player got the ball and immediately wanted to release it instead of just taking a couple of extra touches.
That could be the one.
Mbappe does.
Oh,
Upamecano. Muani.
No.
Upamecano was almost in.
Oof.
Sananta. He wants to rise high.
Another counter.
Over the top. Sananta's in a race here with William Saliba. It does go back to the goalkeeper.
We see down the screen. Full offensive France, full defensive Indonesia. Yes, a few chances left. And now he's going for everything. France is on Manden Bele versus Rido. It's only the pass in. No, Ivan Jenner cutting that ball. Cold 2 minutes left.
Indonesia are currently holding on as long as they possibly can. You can see in the bottom right, those two blue squares mean they are playing ultra defensively, which means that if France don't win, Malaysia go through. But here comes Mbappe! He's in the post! And then the shot wasn't in either! How on earth? With nearly the final kick of the game!
My goodness!
Have France not managed to do it?
It really happened in the very last one. The post. And then missing that empty target goal. Ladies and gentlemen.
They've got their thumbs up to the Malaysians. You can see the Malaysian party starting in the background. Malaysia, nobody expected they could manage this. A huge victory versus France set them on their way. And while they had to sit and watch in the final round and pray results went for them, they turned to their fellow Asian team in Indonesia, and Indonesia fought like demons to do right by their pals. Absolute drama, Alex, to the last.
Cole is the biggest shot I remember in 12, 13 years career in football esports. It's like...
How good is this game to watch, man? I'm loving this.
Yesterday, France were top 1 in Group A, 10 of 12 points. Today, only, how many? 1, 2 points.
They end on 12. No, they end on 13, yeah.
Crazy.
1 point.
It's like tremendous deception for France, disappointment. Such a big player, Camp Lotfi could not go through the knockouts tomorrow. But that's the competition, that's group stage. Overall, in Malaysia, could jumping in the 4th position after the last call.
It's just incredible stuff. In both games here at the FIFAe World Cup, we have been blessed with group stages that have gone right down, not even to the wire, just beyond tight. You see the camaraderie, you see the controversies. Indonesia taking that lead again against France, immediately turning to the French and waving at them. You can tell how much they wanted, not just to go through themselves, not just to put Malaysia through, but to knock France out as well. Oh my goodness, so much to talk about. Desk, where do you even start?
Guys, thank you so much. Yeah, absolute scenes down here on the stage. I mean, we'll get to it after we see these highlights as well. Absolute disappointment from that unbeaten side heading into today. France couldn't quite turn things on when it mattered to get themselves a spot in those knockouts for tomorrow. As we just go through these highlights, career Spain, it was Spain in the end who's been able to top the group standings in Group A, 21 points next to their name, 7 wins and only 1 single loss. But this is the talking point. Boys, I'm going to bring you in on this. How do you go from being the team at the top of the standings on Group A to not making it through at the end of second day?
Well, it's you lose every game. This is how that happens. Apart from the draw of the two. It's incredible how far they fell, though. Me and Harry were talking about it beforehand. The result against Indonesia, that 1-1 between them. That's one of those moments where you're like, okay, that's a result that you would expect to see. But it's the game against Malaysia for me is where things really did start to turn for them. Losing in that manner, the way that they did, and then the draw against the Netherlands in the final moments just sends them down this path. And I know we're going to speak about it, but if you wanted anybody through 10 yards out from goal for France, it would be Mbappe.
Yeah.
Harry, how do you unpick the capitulation in the Team France today on day 2?
I mean, we're looking at the league table here. I don't know. I mean, Alex said it on the commentary. Easily the biggest shock I can remember in eFootball history. France out in the group stages at the expense of Malaysia.
Should we just confirm then as well
Please
the
do.
Group A standings, the top 4 who are making it all the way to tomorrow to those vital knockouts. It's Spain leading the line, 21 points, Indonesia 19, the Netherlands 16, and Malaysia 12. France also 12 missing out, Poland, Korea Republic, India and England also exiting the competition at this stage. And it wasn't without drama. We had to almost restart that matchup as well. Do you think the fact that it had to start the way it did really got to the French side?
Well, they won 1-0 down immediately before the restart. We're not 100% sure what was going on, but either way, they got that opportunity again and then conceded in the first 10 minutes. It's just such a frustrating way to then restart that, whatever the issue was. They played well in that game, though. I mean, towards the end, it did get a little bit panicky. It got a little bit too fast. We were watching it and just passing, giving it away consistently on the break. But yeah, ultimately, I think that probably didn't help them.
You can't afford to leave it to the final match, basically, is what we're reading into this. You know, if you are undefeated at the end of day 1, you've got to keep that momentum rolling. Otherwise, you might be left, as we just saw France do, fighting right until the end in Malaysia. They sat out and watched. They didn't have to play the last round, and they still make it through. Wow. Are we going to get some more drama in Group B? I know we will. Before we go there, let's just go and see how many goals were scored in the last round of matches there today with our Hyundai Ioniqs and see where we are visiting, guys, today. How many kilometers are we able to travel based on power percentage, based on the goals that we have seen go into the back of the net? We are poised and ready.
152.
152, 7 times fully charged, or just over 3,500 kilometers traveled. That gets you a long way. I'm going to have a quick Google. Where are we going? Where are we off to? We are going to go.
Where would you like to go, Harry?
You know where we can
That's a question. I'm from Kent in the UK.
We can't get that far.
away? No. Okay.
No, but you know what we could travel? We could travel the entire length of India. That's 3,214 kilometers from north to south. So there we go.
That's not a small country.
That's not a small country.
Not a small country. No.
Team
That's
India
my contribution.
obviously didn't make it through to the next round today, but we get to see them later on the mobile where they're absolutely excelling. So Team India are still very much in it. Guys, we're going to take a breath, pause, and just let what's happened in Group A sink in. 4 teams are going through: Spain, Indonesia, Netherlands and Malaysia. We'll see them on Wednesday, and we're still waiting to find out who goes through in Group B, and we're going to find out right after this break. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
I'm in it for the rush. Level
we go then with the FIFAe World Cup featuring e-football. Riyadh is being treated to some absolute e-football scenes here this week. In particular from teams like those guys there, the Netherlands, popping off after getting a late equaliser. The teams going through, they had to sit it out. Team Malaysia had to wait until the end of all those rounds to see if they had booked their spot into the knockouts tomorrow, and they were rewarded at the hands of Team France, who, commiseration to them, absolutely devastated from Le Bleu, unfortunately exiting the tournament in the group stages after yesterday being undefeated to end day one. CJ and Chris are joining me. CJ, you were casting down there as well. Absolute scenes popping off. How was it to be a part of that?
I mean, the energy from day one to day two, you can just see how much is on the line. It's elimination day, as you said, France. They probably went to sleep last night thinking, how good's this? We're flying in Group A, and 4 matches later, they're going home. I mean, we saw as well Malaysia with front row seats to that match as well, looking down. You just see how much it means to the nations.
Do you sometimes get too relaxed when you have such a great day one and you go, you know what, I've got this wrapped up, I can just kind of take my foot off the pedal a little bit?
100% could have been complacency there, absolutely. I think it's the matter of the fact, like, it's not even the draw against Indonesia that, you know, that's just one of those moments you need to win that game, yes, but it's the other ones where you would expect them to do a lot better. You think back to their first game against Thailand where they just drew 1-1. Like, all those moments where there was something to go, sorry, it was against Malaysia where they just drew one. I can't remember. One of the games at the beginning of the day where they didn't do as well as they would have expected. They were thinking back on all of these moments where they potentially could have got something going, and they did not.
And how much it feel to be Malaysia and you don't have to play the last round. You can sit there and you can watch. Okay, that's quite stressful, isn't it? If you had the heart rate monitor still on, their heart would have been through the roof. But you can just watch. There's nothing for you guys to do. And then that happens, you go through.
I think that's worse when it's not in your own hands and you have to sort of, but I don't know, then you have the pressure of playing yourself. But I mean, you just saw how much it meant to them as well. Indonesia clearly pretty happy to be sending Malaysia through. France, yeah, as we mentioned yesterday, they beat Spain, perhaps thinking, well, this is pretty good. We're playing well, but sometimes that can hide the fact that maybe they're not going as good, even though they got the result.
Yeah, I know. Absolute scenes in Group A, and I'm sure we'll see something similar as well in Group B, because 4 teams are actually undefeated on day one yesterday. Sitting pretty at the top is Turkey, and then it's Brazil on 9, Morocco 8, and Saudi Arabia only on 5 points, but still actually undefeated as well, which is pretty surprising, I guess, from the home side. And then it's Portugal just sitting outside of that top 4 at the moment. Argentina on 2 points, as a Thailand, Japan on 1, and Costa Rica with pretty much a mountain to climb at this stage. But from what we learned earlier, absolutely no one there is safe, or even Turkey safe at the moment, considering it was 21 points to go through in Group A.
So what I would say is somebody who would have enjoyed what they were seeing there is Japan. They would have looked at that and said, right, okay, this is doable now for us. But yeah, Turkey, I mean, at this stage, the fact that we have 4 teams unbeaten in the top 4 is so strange as well. Considering the point differential, it isn't actually too far. You would think that if they all hadn't lost, it would be, oh yeah, they've all got like 9, 12 points, whatever. And it's just maybe being the look of the draw, but no, it's still really, really close.
Yeah, I mean, for France, we're on 10 points coming into today as well. So Turkey are in the same spot. Do they get nervous? Think, oh, maybe we're not safe.
Sure, potentially.
The massive matchup we are going to treat you to first is the one versus Japan. They're going up against top of the table Turkey here. This is a must-win for Japan. I'm going to be saying this, I think, all day. A must-win for Japan because they're only sitting with 1 point, just second from last as things stand in the table. Okay, they only have played 3 games, so that works in their favour. They play more today, so maybe they can build into it. If I'm looking at what happened, though, in Group A, the bottom 2 in Group A at the beginning of the day didn't progress any further than the bottom 2 in Group A.
It wasn't a Japan sitting
that's not jinx. These are some other fixtures you're going to see in round 5. They all mean the world to the players, of course. So Costa Rica, Argentina, Thailand, Saudi Arabia, Japan, Turkey, we mentioned that one, and Brazil taking on Morocco. Okay. This Japan side, what are they doing? What are they thinking today?
What are they doing at the moment?
Well, I mean, having to think about how they're going to win all these games, and it seems as if there's potential change up in the lineup there as well, but realistically, it's such a hard test because their games today are so tough as well. Straight away going against a team who are sitting at #1, albeit because they have played more games than Brazil, but still, Turkey sitting there in 10 points, and you have to win this game. But they know it is doable. They have to take basically what they've seen from Malaysia. You have to just go in every single game and see what can happen, but realistically speaking, with how tight things are here, I'm not going to go into estimations of how many points they would need here, but they need to win at minimum 4 of their last 5 games.
I guess the only matchup really that you want to tinker with things a little bit would be this one. Otherwise it gets too close. He's looking at me going, are you Claudio Ranieri over here? No, but I could be the Tinker Man if you put me down there.
Well, I mean, we saw what happened yesterday. They drew with Thailand in the first round, and they were despondent. You could see their emotions on their face. I mean, it's a long group that you're playing 9 matches. You can't get too down on yourself in that first game. I think they just got tilted from that. We talk about mentality, and it carried through to the next 3 games.
We've seen it every single game when they didn't get anything. They look absolutely devastated. Like, theoretically, they are good enough to go through and give anybody a game here. Their squad that they have available in eFootball is insane. They have talent. They have incredible players on their roster. I mean, based on yesterday's results, it would be surprising, but if somebody was to say to me they would go and win 5 games on the second day of Group Day, you'd be like, all right, okay, yeah, we'll be a push, but I could see it happening. Based on what we've seen yesterday, you would think that's impossible, but the point is that they absolutely do have the talent, they do have the knowledge, they do have the experience to be able to do this. But it's the fact that they're in the position that they're in now, that is surprising.
They also have the pressure on their shoulders because expectation in Japan is high. We heard it yesterday, 500,000 competitors tried to get to this competition, and obviously only 3 managed to get here. So the weight of the Japanese Federation is very much on those players' shoulders as they face up now against table toppers Turkey. CJ, predictions quick.
Japan, it's now or never. It's do or die. They're going to get the job done.
Let's see Japan get the win, see if they can do it.
Chris is nodding furiously at me. Japan are going to get the job done, okay? Well, we're about to find out. Here we go. Day 2 of Group B. What can Japan do?
All eyes on these 2 nations. 2 separate tales from day #1 here in Group B. It's Japan taking on Turkey. Japan had a miserable yesterday. They've switched things up into the starting lineup. A new pair, Katsupiya and Takaki-san, taking on Ardagalazo and Mutahit of Turkey, who are sitting, after day 1, Alex, top of the group.
Yeah, we'll see. Pretty interesting match to see. Now the through ball for Yilmaz. Is Turkey inside the box, turning back, waiting the pass, looking. Oh, wonderful dribbling. Look, that skill moves. Is finally the DMF Endo regaining that ball. And yeah, you said perfectly, Japan testing everything, no? It's like things are not going well, so it's like I have tests with Axe, with Katsupiya, with Takaki, but they haven't tested Katsupiya with Takaki, so let's see. But this game is so important for Japan.
This entire day.
This is offline. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, offline, the free kick. You can save the angle, you can save the direction, and then fake with the camera where you're going to shoot. These mind games is Salanoglu. Well saved.
Might stay alive here for Turkey as well. Stayed on side, Yilmaz. Oh, and the headed cross in. Finds his man, but
struggling a lot.
Still alive here for Turkey.
That will be again.
Still alive for the crescent moon of Turkey. Finally, they are starting day 2.
I give the pressure
as they ended day 1. Still alive for Turkey, and the strikers blocked. Not the start the Blue Samurai would have wanted, but they survived the onslaught of Turkey chances.
At the end, I don't know how, but Japan was able to block 4-5 shots consecutively, and now their chance at through ball for Takekubo with Nakamura. The turn by the pass in Takekubo with a great spot for the cross for the pass back. Connecting with Nakamura. Nakamura waiting the back heel pass. Didn't affect it, and is now the counter by Turkey. When we got goals in different games.
So many games going on with such importance. Of course, Argentina will have playoff hopes here out of Group B. They've taken the lead against Costa Rica. Something tells me our eyes will be trained mostly on this match. Turkey, despite being top of the group, have gone somewhat under the radar. For me, they are true title contenders. But the big story coming into today was Japan, one of our favourites. We've seen it in Group A already. Favourite tags mean nothing. But they came into today very, very low down in the group. They were second from bottom, just 1 point from 3 games. And Rachel on the desk said the national pride and expectation in Japan is on another level. Here is Kamada.
And mostly, not just the points on the score, at the feeling. No, Harry, that yesterday any of his plays was worth it. Really low intensity. We'll see now Nakamura the passing for Ueda with his shot.
Good manual save there
rushing that map because he wasn't in front of the defender. He has won the position. He had more timing to maybe one touch before the shot. Anyway, at last the first great attempt for Japan today. Now corner kick.
It's going to be the big storyline in this group with Japan because their strength of schedule is so tough. So we'll be keeping an eye on them for sure. They do have a corner here against Turkey.
Ueda, take attention to Ayase Ueda, the center forward for Japan, with aerial superiority, a lot of jump stats. It's Makida winning the header. Nice clear. It's Yilmaz fighting with Ito. Is Japan on possession? The through ball. Similar action Japan is trying every single time. Long through ball and manually with your teammate trying to regain that positioning with the defender. Seems difficult, but if those passes are connecting, that will be way better for Japan.
Half an hour gone, and we've had some good chances for both of our nations here. Turkey entering today first place, 10 points from 4 games. As they're going under the radar, they do not want that underdog anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen,
first, what a goal for Turkey! Yilmaz finishes it off. The manual strike, Alex. Talk me through this one. Absolutely beautiful.
That's top level of football, ladies and gentlemen. You receive that ball and that turn. Oh, wonderful finishing.
Well, that's not the only goal that's just gone in around our games. The half an hour mark's just gone between Thailand and Saudi Arabia, and that one from downtown puts the host nation.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned, but really great. Important match for Saudi Arabia against Thailand, which is really in the need to win some game, but no, they haven't seen themselves comfortable during the whole competition.
Neither have Japan. We saw them yesterday, 1 point from 3 games. They had just a day to forget. The one against Morocco, of course, one that they will again be trying to shake off today. We saw Axe out of the starting lineup yesterday. He was devastated. But Turkey, Arda Galazzo and Mucha hit. Again, they want to shake off the underdog tags. That's a really nice opportunity to find Kubo.
Great time in defending. Oh, the mistake once again.
No.
Japan with the same mistake.
Look out for Yilmaz.
That could be the KO.
It's a manual strike is wide. Survival.
If we got a super class before with that goal of Turkey, this one, it was like Division 7 in the eFootball ranking finishing. Wow, unexpected.
That's rude, Alex. I'm going to have to give you a yellow card for that.
Sorry for that.
No more from you. The Blue Samurai on the ropes at this moment in time, and it just goes to show Turkey well worth.
Another mistake from Japan is missing the control of the defenders.
Here at the back. Oh, looked like a stunning strike queued up. They'll get a corner, but wow, this Turkey team have been so good for their money.
I don't really understand what's really in the mind of the Japanese player. I think it's more mentally than anything else, because when you are feeling not that good with those control, clear the ball as soon as possible. Don't to reach that much the ball. In the meantime, we hear a lot of emotion screaming, and it sounds Portuguese language, so could be Brazil. We'll see in a moment.
corner defended well, and your ears are right. It is indeed Brazilian shouts. The knock on to Richarlison. And well, we come back to the game to an offside opportunity. Like I said, we can't keep our eyes off of this featured match because as it stands, Japan's misery is being compounded, and in a few match days' time within Group B, they could become mathematically cut adrift, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, no? After 4 games, if they keep showing this version of themselves, it's by far deserve to be in this position, but we'll see. Still a long time to recovery, to show something else. Nakamura now, the pass in for Takekubo.
Maybe doubt defending we've seen from Turkey and Mujahid especially in the
quite predictable, Harry. Quite predictable, that turn back. They are every single time trying to turn to the center rather than play widely, maybe to surprise their opponents. So you need to have different resources, not keep repeating the same one every single time.
Half-time, Turkey 1, Japan 0. We'll hop over and peep our head into the game between Brazil and Morocco here.
Another great game so far. Yesterday Morocco, which impressed really a lot everybody.
Just need to update you all. We're going to hop back into the Japan game soon. I believe there's going to be a mid-game substitution, our first of the FIFAe World Cup here.
What is that, ladies and gentlemen?
Well,
hello.
Not going for Brazil, but here it is. Axe, the man who was devastated at the end of yesterday, has taken the control into the limelight. Joined Hyogo Takagi-san. And is now into the booth.
I mean, it has to be something that shocks you as an opponent.
Hello, Bikram Saud.
The guy facing me now is like, this is like when you are playing at home and your brother is playing and your brother is losing, and it's like, hey, you can't take my controller. You have to be to win the game for me. It's not the same.
It's a big story, Alex. It's a big story because
it's crazy.
Here we're seeing pictures of Mujahid there as we see a Brazil corner. Their booths are right next to each other, so Turkey will be well aware of what has just taken place. Elsewhere, there has been a disallowed goal in the Saudi Arabia game. Corner comes in for Brazil. And I think that one was a Saudi goal disallowed, and that's a chance that goes wanting. Back to our featured match, and your eyes do not deceive you. That is Axe back into the starting lineup for the Blue Samurai.
That's the same thing. Like you switch player, but you haven't warmed up. You haven't changed the controller. Come on, Japan. Where you are, Japan? You are truly pros. If you have a switch, set up your settings control. Come on.
Well, the battle of the Americas over here. Argentina leading Costa Rica 1-0. Costa Rica struggling at the bottom of Group B. Argentina will have, of course, playoff aspirations. Back to our featured match now.
No, game on. This is second half Japan-Turkey. Yeah. I mean, I'm completely...
I love this.
Yeah, it's like I was expecting the substitution. Now Axe in, Katsupi out. And we'll see, but the pressure is still on from Turkey. Turkey with the Mujahid.
Last year 7 हो रहा बैंड हुआ वो स्टेडियम बड़ा मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड
that now can score.
25 लेखेको छ त
Deflected.
I know ते
We always say what happens on previous days.
Manchester United की irritated हो गई हो.
You have to perform on the stage with the pressure, with the lights in front of everybody.
Nice back heel from Minamino there to find Endo. And this will be a stroke of brilliance from the Japan national team, because Kubo will go for goal from there, wins himself a corner. In the 23-year-old is desperate for a chance at redemption after yesterday's performances. Could be a stroke of brilliance. He was the World Finals runner-up. Lost to countryman Maya Geka.
A few months ago. So it's a superb play on 1v1. But this is not like that. You need to have a good chemistry, good communication. And I haven't seen the Japanese player talk that much during the games.
Well, it is a Japan corner, and that's a header one towards the near post, but nowhere near the target there. Let's talk about Turkey for a moment, because this, when you look at the group standing, shouldn't be a shock to those at home. But Turkey will always have, I don't know, somewhat of a bias maybe against them, because you consider them maybe as a footballing nation, not in the very top tier. The results haven't come there quite yet. And let me tell you, these two, Arda Galazzo, just 17 years old. We've seen him perform at the top level for the likes of Inter Milan in 2023 in the eFootball Pro season. You've seen Mucha hit for plenty of professional clubs in that very same competition. Those two are really getting it done here in Riyadh, and well, the home crowd will like this as well. Already 1-0 for Saudi, and Saudi Arabia will make it 2.
And a wonderful score for Saudi Arabia that will tie on point with Morocco if the score keep like that.
Well, we're past the hour mark now. The chemistry from Turkey, the Crescent Stars, has just been completely on a different level, on a different class to Japan so far.
Yeah, and something is fun to comment. Like, Turkey was playing a different formation in the practice 2 days ago, and somehow is playing now a similar formation as Spain, like a 1v1 formation, and we've seen them play way better from since that change.
Well, updates from around the grounds. No change in the Brazil-Morocco game for now. Still Brazil 1, Morocco 0. Japan on the hunt for an equaliser in this half-featured match. Here's Kamada. Back to Ueda! Where's the rebound? It's cleared away, still alive.
Still on, no.
Oh,
that's a different version. I likely way more than before.
Oh, they're starting to win some of these tackles now that will spell danger for Turkey if not dealt with. Lovely pass. 20 minutes to go, Alex. Still 1-0 to Turkey.
Yeah, the problem is Turkey is really good defensively as well. They are really fast switching cursor. They are reading so well. It's getting closer, Japan. It's getting closer.
Nakamura. Takekubo. Kamada. You can see the amount of white scrambling around, cutting the passing lane so quickly.
worldcup.
Endo. Minamino goes from a very long distance. Maybe a missed input there.
A desperate shot. Was okay, the idea. I'm sure maybe he was thinking to super cancel that action and play easy, but why? That's it. That's completely a better version from Japan. Now Turkey resisting those attacks, trying to create a chance like this one. Yilmaz, no. Because a potential second goal will secure the 3 points for Turkey.
Here's Yilmaz on the turn for Turkey. I mean, Japan, the hard games come thick and fast. After this, they play host Saudi Arabia, Argentina, Portugal, and Costa Rica. And this will be a big mental block for them as the keeper will come out and clear this one. Can we see a chance from this attack? The answer is no. Turkey away with the ball again, and Endo, that tackle very needed. Takekubo turns in the midfield. Force it down the middle, but the Turkish formation.
Turkey is playing at a high level. Harry is like it's not casualty. They are defending goal.
Oh, Kamada has Ueda running. Is the synergy there though for
the
Japan?
Chemistry, one going to the challenge and the other one's protecting from behind. Nice timing from Turkey. Well done, lads.
Very good. They'll have to need more of that as this late game resurgence happens. Minamino goes long, looking for Ueda, but it's gathered by Turkey. And they'll run as much clock as is needed here. And might even search for a second if Japan are not careful.
What big mistake. Now the chance for Turkey with its spot. Will be the last chance of the game. Turkey doesn't want to tag, wants to protect the ball, win the game. Great turn. Turkey is about to score.
Wow.
No, to win the 3 points.
And there it is. More misery for Japan, and a continuation of the Crescent Stars' amazing form so far. Hugs between Mujahid and Arda Galazzo, your winners here in this round of fixtures in Group B.
It is like it is, no? At the end, I don't know how, but the way Japan national team has handling the rotation into the team wasn't perfectly made. At the end, they lost the half of the game. Katsupilla was completely out of timings, maybe through nerves. And yeah, that substitution wasn't enough for them. Japan with only 1 point, Harry, after 4 games. Oof, seems tough for them.
You're just kind of waiting to see when Japan will take the handbrake off. I mean, only, what is it, 2 goals scored throughout the rounds of fixtures so far. 2 goals in 4 games. That's not the attacking output we expect. Kia. Wow. Just 1 goal conceded so far. They will remain at the top, at the summit of Turkey. Let's hear from them now. Milos, who have you got?
Well, I got Mujahid with me here, who's joining from Team Turkey. I mean, this is incredible. Team Turkey is at the top for Group B. How are you feeling now? Because you're just plowing through everybody.
Pretty good, of course. Since after the first game, which we had draw, we started to play really good, and like we have. Great chemistry since the training session. Draw. We started to play really good, and like we have.
Rolling here, teşekkürler. Thank you very much. We're going to send it back. Thailand KSA continues. Enjoy.
Brilliant work as always, Milos. Great to hear from Mujahid. Of course, top are Turkey at this moment in time of Group B. Saudi Arabia currently sitting pretty 3-0 against Thailand. And this, Alex, would you say this is a shock, or would you say this is kind of expected from our 2 nations butting heads here?
No, I'm happy to see Saudi at this level because we are seeing on the screen in the bottom, Ayamido playing for first time, and you know, also rotation are working for Saudi. So wonderful to see that, especially. I mean, Ayamido last year we were competing co-ops. That I know this guy very well, how good it is, but. You know, we haven't seen yesterday, so I was figuring out how was his feeling with the game. We were having lunch together, and they said, today is my time, Alex, so happy to see him sharp as he used to be.
I like that confidence, and it's clearly showing here on the score sheet. Headed down by Saudi Arabia, forces the Thai save. But Thailand are a team currently, as we enter today, 7th in the table, just 2 points from 4 games. As for Saudi Arabia, 5 points, having just played 3. So it's looking like we're on the way to another 3 points from Saudi Arabia. They'll be up onto
Saudi Arabia ने तो 3 आने से यार थाईलैंड लाई.
Of the Group B standing.
Saudi बने के तो home team है ना.
You know, played a game less than some of the nations. And threatening goals as freely as that.
Automatic blob.
You'd have to expect Saudi Arabia are going to be potentially a banana peel for some of these nations in this group.
Well, at the end, you know, it was one of the teams coming with more doubt, let's say, into the competition. It was really good, but I was with a doubt, let's say, how good they could be together in co-op. Yesterday they were with some up and down, but game 1 3-0, really solid performance. And the important thing, they are Harry.
Saudi le pele ko amma ke sar pele ko Thailand lai.
Yeah, the Green Falcons looking pretty healthy indeed. Ali here
Saudi game
through his teammates, but this one looks like it's just entering the closing moments, and the result is fully certain. The question is, are there bows on top of the present to be put for Saudi Arabia?
Saudi
and you just
Allah Akbar, the conflict like that. Raidu, was so killer
beautiful.
Well, the best goal so far.
It's all air console to the Saudi le.
That assist, that vision is like nothing I've seen. I cannot wait for this replay. Just admire it.
Oh! Madness by a pass. My goodness.
That Thai defense just so unorganized. maybe did Saudi Arabia a favour, but let's
like karo.
The back heel just cuts through the entire defence.
Bravo. What a game.
And there is the ball on top of the present.
Well, says they go for more. They go for more goals. And they go for the fifth one. The double to the finish.
The confidence is flowing right now.
और कोला इधर अम्मा काल खेलिरहेछ यार साउदी त 5-5 सुनिसार्यो 5-0 यार dominating humiliate हान्छ त त्यसलाई त म भएको भए त कसम टुर्नामेन्टै छोडेर उड्दिन्थे यार एक्जिट गर्दिन्थे 5 गोल खाएको भए त तर म पनि खान्छु कहिले काहीँ यत्रो टुर्नामेन्टमा जाने लेभलको मान्छेले त कसरी खान्छ यार 5 गोल चाहिँ
some unbelievable liquid football.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, having the soul control skill into the player. It gives you that new animation that can make an impact, and visually wonderful to see. Good job, Saudi Arabia. Wonderful victory.
Credit to them. I mean, the entire squad, of course, semi-finalists at the Asian Cup earlier on this year. There is the full-time whistle. Saudi Arabia 5, Thailand 0. Very well done indeed. Meadow, Figo, and Goat Iniesta.
The
entire squad has been just so good. Big thumbs up. They should be very proud of their performance there, because the football, Alex, was like something you'd hang in a museum.
No, it is. Maybe they will be like, you know,
Ahmad
we have won the game, let's make some show, some freestyle, and they perfectly performs in those last 2 chances. It is what it is, though. We have seen Harry, some nation keep getting better and better with the pass of the games, and Saudi are one of them.
And that result, I believe, takes Saudi Arabia up into 3rd in the table. We saw in our featured match, Japan still sitting after 4 games on 1 point. They will not like seeing the gulf increase between them and the top 4. For Saudi Arabia, it's onwards and it's upwards. Really impressive. Des, break that one down. 13 goals in the competition so far from Saudi Arabia.
They are having a fabulous tournament, aren't they, Harry, so far? Thanks for casting that one for us. Yeah, Saudi now sitting 3rd in the standings after absolute domination.
Argentina versus Costa Rica.
5-0 as we just watched Costa Rica get defeated
1-0. Argentina goal.
Son of Argentina. It was 1-0 that one finished. Costa Rica have got to find something.
Japan versus
Turkey. A little bit like India of yesterday, CJ.
They indeed do. They need to find a goal first. They're still yet to score so far in this tournament. Costa Rica, Argentina,
Brazil versus Morocco.
Yeah, not a good result for them, but realistically speaking, Costa Rica, unfortunately, it's been tough. It's kind of been the same story as what England really had in their group as well. Costa Rica coming into this one as a nation we really didn't know too much about. They came in and looked inexperienced, to be fair.
Yeah, this is the side we were talking about a little bit earlier on. Of course, it was Saudi, and then we're going over to the Moroccan side as well, who unfortunately did suffer a defeat there to Brazil. Brazil are going to have a little bit of a party as they just enjoy that result. Well, round 5 wraps up as follows. Costa Rica, another loss. Argentina 2-0 over Costa Rica. Saudi 5-0 over Thailand. Japan losing 1-0 to Turkey, and then Brazil winning 1-0 over Morocco. Big story, guys. We just saw a very dejected looking Japan at the back of the studio. They were sitting at the back of the pod, looking like they were being spoken to maybe by a coach, just really still scratching their head at this stage as to what went wrong. Is it too little too late already? These two have been debating this for the past few minutes. That's why I'm going to ask them right now. They've played 4. They're on 1 point. Chris, is it too little too late?
Maybe not.
Maybe no.
Maybe not.
State your claim. Why?
So they can get a maximum of 12 points still. We've seen in the previous group that 12 points got you through. So 13 points will be their total if they win their next 4 games. Now, they have played, big if, They have played against Turkey, they played against Brazil, they played against Morocco. 3 of the top 4 teams already. They have to play Saudi, who, well, they have to play them next, so we'll find out after this game whether or not they can do it. So they have to play Saudi next, but then they've got Argentina, Portugal, and Costa Rica. They are all, on paper, winnable games. Now, I thought about this before I seen what they looked like there before. So now they do look really, really upset still, which understandably, but it is not out of the realm of possibility yet that they can do this. If you said to me before this tournament, will Japan beat Saudi, Argentina, Portugal, and Costa Rica, I would have said yes.
Yeah, but they need maximum points, and the pressure is at its highest. You can see on their faces. I mean, they're making roster swaps between every game. They're in the bin at the moment. That 12 points is the most they can get. 13 is the most they can get. It's too much. It's too little, too late.
I'm not saying it's not an improbable plan, but if they could somehow get this win against Saudi Arabia, I think this is the one where if you get that win, you then see you're playing Argentina, Portugal, Costa Rica. That momentum could take them through, but this is the toughest game they're going to have next. Every game has been tough for them though, and I think I'm saying all this on paper. When I'm watching them, I'm not.
अल्छी लाग्दो कति कराउँदो रहेछ यार यो
Brazil have played one game fewer than Turkey, yes?
राम्रै रहेछ यार यो कमेन्टेटर
a loss or a draw. It doesn't really matter at this stage. Okay, well, it looks like they're about to get locked in. I'm going to ask predictions because it just puts these boys under a bit of pressure as well. If they haven't got enough pressure, predictions. CJ.
Look, I know Turkey are on top in the standings, but Brazil, as you said, 100% record. They're 4 wins. They haven't had a draw yet. I think they're going to get the job done. I like them.
I'd agree. I think Brazil, they have the pedigree. They've been insane so far. I think Brazil take it.
Okay, the boys up here both going for Brazil as we just have a little insight into the team, the huddle, just as they get ready to go into battle against a table-topping side in Turkey. Let's get into this round 6 matchup with Wes and Jerry.
The two Titans ready to take flight here in Group B. Someone's O has got to go in one of the columns, of course. We see Brazil just having some last words intent. It's all business from Turkey. Interestingly enough, there's a bit of rivalry all over the place. Former teammates at the club level from both sides. Wes, great to have you here. Jay Victor, a rising star on one side for Brazil, and Muchahit, who at the time was on the come up as well.
Yeah, he was in and around the Bayern München setup. Had filled in for him on occasion, fielding against a couple of teams within eFootball Pro. Also, you've got to mention the fact that there's some parallels between these two teams here. You've got an experienced head and a rising star on both sides of the ball.
Well, Turkey with the first attack of the game here, Çalhanoğlu into the box. We saw from our pictures some confusion out there on the floor in terms of whether this is a live game or what's going on. Maybe we'll take a peek into one of the 3 of our other matches while this is being ironed out, because there was some confusion there. It seemed to be that Brazil just weren't certain if this was a live game, so maybe we'll take a pop over to someone else, because as I said, there are so many different matches and so many different storylines all across the table here in Group B. We have Saudi Arabia, who just scored 5 goals in their previous match, taking on Japan, but here is Portugal taking on the winless Costa Rica so far. Nil point for them so far.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle for Costa Rica. They've been slightly more successful in mobile than they have been in console. Of course, Portugal have their own aspirations here. They're much fancied in terms of with Envy and with Daniel. They have an experienced squad, an experienced setup to lean on. They need to get points, obviously, on the board, because teams around them are starting to collect them at will as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We, of course, have this game going on, but then I say the one with the most permutations in terms of what's going to happen in the future of this group is Japan against Saudi Arabia. 2 different nations with aspirations in this tournament, of course, making the knockout stages. Ueda for Japan. Almost at a bit of a crossroads, both of these nations. The upswing from Saudi Arabia and no doubt the downturn that's been highlighted by us from Japan.
Yeah, it's been a real reverse of the fortunes between these two teams. Kamada takes a shot and it bounces kindly to Kubo, back heel to Ueda. It's going to be cleared away by Saudi Arabia, but the last time these two teams faced one another was in Qatar at the Asian Cup. It's in the semi-finals, and Japan came out the victors. What a turnabout it has been compared to the form we've seen so far at the FIFAe World Cup.
Juicy bit of adjustments of Saudi Arabia made, and in turn, you answered the question I was about to ask. We've seen so many 1 versus 1 world champions from Japan, but this is 2 versus 2 here on console. Wonder where the lineage is and the heritage in this mode. There's been a goal elsewhere, we'll get to it soon, but how many Japanese world champions have we had as Saudi Arabia win the ball back? Here's that goal I spoke about, and Saudi Arabia off screen to stroke the side netting with their chance. Argentina in front against Thailand.
Yeah, I mean, there is such a thing to be said about in terms of 1v1 play transferring itself to 2v2. It's that one-brain approach that, you know, we muted on day 1, is that you have to know what your buddy is going to do, and vice versa. If you haven't quite got that link going and it hasn't been established, you can put yourself at a real disadvantage, especially within co-op.
Well, taking a look at the Japanese starting lineup, and again, there's been a substitute. We had Takaki and Katsupia starting game 1 of today. Game 2, it's been again a rotation. Whether or not this is something Japan are going to stick with, this time it's Katsupia at the bottom and then Axe at the top. So another new combo starting this game for Japan.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing, as Rachel mentioned on the desk. They've basically tried every combination to unlock the door of what this Japan team is actually capable of, and they haven't found anything in this tournament so far.
So Japan putting their faith into Katsuhiro and Shunpai to lead the line and really turn the fortunes around for Japan, and it cannot be understated how much of a surprise it is to see Japan struggle to get through the gears. That's a snap strike that forces the Saudi save, but they've really struggled to even hit the ground running here in Riyadh.
Yeah, I mean, they were fancied as very much a top-tier team to look out for in this tournament, and they've been here to look out for all of the wrong reasons now. They have kind of been highlighted as the team that has kind of almost been the team that's most underperforming. I mean, you certainly could make an argument for France from what we saw earlier, but Japan has certainly given them an unfortunate run for their money in that category.
Over 500,000 tried to get this opportunity in Japan from all the different prefectures, but it comes down to these 3 on the console, and Japan exercising their right to utilize and get their money's worth of each of the 3. So far, 0. And 1 plus or negative, depending on which side of the coin you like it to land, is that Saudi Arabia scored 5 in their previous game. So far, no real action to write home about. Kubo's through, but he cannot latch onto it. Full stretch. And it will be a throw-in. Well, while this throw-in is about to go in, let's go back to our featured match, because I believe we are now underway at the top of Group B. Turkey in first against the undefeated 100% record Brazil. And it's the Canary Yellow attacking that left-hand side goal. Joe Linton far side, tries to find Vanderson. Does some nice control, but that Turkish defence is so stout, and it is able to spring counters like this. Yilmaz on the ball, cleared by Brazil. The Turkish defence will be so difficult to break down.
Yeah, that's the problem. The problem is that the defence is so hard to break down, but the counter-attack is so brutal from Turkey. And that is something that Brazil probably have not had to deal with so far, is a lightning counter-attack. Is that something that they may struggle with? We will probably know it by the end of this game, whether they can handle the pressure and the expectation.
There's just so much pressure. They're so in sync, Turkey. I think that's what's been the most impressive thing about them. And you're right, the defence is great, the counter-attacks are great, but also, how do you stop them? Because if you break up the play, you force a foul, maybe play some of the dark arts. They have Hachan Çalhanoğlu, the set-piece specialist, corners, free kicks, you name it. And well, there's been a big goal in the Japan-Saudi game. I won't spoil it for you, but let me tell you, this could be an interesting one to analyse. Right now, there is a chance, though, for Brazil. Richarlison off the frame, Enrique's there, and it's 1-0 at the top of Group B. With Ferrer, Jay Victor, they score first, and now Turkey, they are under the cosh for the first time at this tournament.
That's what we say about keeping your composure when those